Welcome back, folks, to more Let's Play Pokemon Crystal. No Pokecenters, no Pokemarts. In our last part, we got quite a bit of stuff done as far as taking down the gym and training up both Xerxes and Ranko. And that leaves us with one more gym badge to go. And luckily for you guys, this part has a lot of stuff in it. We're going to be doing a ton of work here, and I expect to get a lot of stuff done. We're going to be taking on the Rockets in Goldenrod. They've taken over the radio tower, and for that reason, we need to go take it back. Anyways, I forgot to check Shuckleback here in the last episode, and I think he may have a berry juice for us, so let's just check here. And he does have a berry juice, so that's fantastic. We can take that from him. And we can also give him another berry, which I guess we ran out of berries, but as I said, we did get an item, or we did get a TM known as Thief that's going to enable us to steal a couple more berries along the way. Nevertheless, I need to take out Need to take out Spearow here because we need to go fly over to Azalea Town, and then from there we can probably switch up. Let's see. So we'll take out that. I guess I could probably manage items as well right now. So what we'll do is we'll deposit. Actually, we'll see if I can take out an apricorn. If I can, we'll do that. We can take out the Pink Apricorn? Yes, we can. Sweet. Alright, so yeah, we'll do that for now. And I'll fly over to Azalea Town, switch over apricorns, and then we'll start heading over to the radio tower, which will be the bulk of the episode, at least for this part here. So here we go. Head over to Kurt, get our free Pokeball, and we get a friend ball. So I guess that makes Pokemon more friendly, so that's perfectly fine. Nevertheless, it's just another Pokeball that we can use, so here we go. We're going to just trade in a pink apricorn that I think becomes a love ball or something like that, and it works good on Pokemon of the opposite gender, or I can't remember exactly how it works, but I'm assuming that's how it works. Either way, now we have to fly over to Goldenrod Town, or Goldenrod City, I guess, and this is basically going to be a huge section of the game. This is a very tough section, and it involves a lot of PP management and knowing what battles are coming up. Therefore, we need to definitely be prepared here. I guess I can keep Kenya at the front of Kenya in our party for now. We don't really need Shuckle, considering we don't have any berries to change right now. I am going to clear up some inventory space though, however. And let's just see here. I can probably give Xerxes his charcoal back now. I'll probably end up using a super potion at some point during this section here. I guess the awakening is probably going to be potentially useful, and the poison cure, paralyzed cure berry, I guess. I don't know. For now, I guess I could throw in the energy root for now. It's just one item, and it's taking up some space, and like I said, I'll throw the charcoal back on Xerxes or something like that, so that's what we'll do here. So, give Xerxes the charcoal. There we go. And let me just check here. Wow, I guess we fought the entire gym last time without having the charcoal on Xerxes, so that somehow worked out, so that was great. And I think Dom still has our freeze berry, or whatever you call it. Frozen berry, whatever. Ice berry, I think is what it's actually called. And I kind of wish we had a psychic boosting move for Eevee here, or Espeon here, but really Espeon's already powerful enough that it doesn't really matter. Nevertheless, I'm going to throw, I guess, Malk at the front of the party for now. He's probably going to be pretty useful for us, at least for some upcoming stuff. And ready to take on these Rockets here. So, here we go. Enter the radio tower. And the first Rocket fight, I believe he just has Eradicate, so he shouldn't give us too much trouble. One double kick from Malk should be able to get the job done. So that's what we're going to do. Here we go. One hit, and two, and we definitely easily KO that Eradicate. Oh, and apparently he has two Eradicates, so works out for us. And easily going to be a one-hit KO on both of them. That second critical hit there obviously didn't matter in any sort of manner, but whatever. We're just going to continue on here. Anyways, this next fight up here, I believe she's got an Arbok. Therefore, we want to switch into Kote and fire off some Psybeams. And I'm so thankful that we still have Psybeam as a use here, because we're definitely going to have to take advantage of them. There's so many poison types, and for rockets in general, rockets have always seemed to carry poison types, poison, dark, and whatever in the next generations onward, that unless you have a psychic type or something that handle poison types, you just aren't prepared. Psychic or ground is probably the best way of taking on them. Anyways, this upcoming guy here, I believe he has 2 Zubats, and although Ranko is probably the best way of taking those on, I feel hesitant in the fact that I'm not sure Ranko has the power to kill them. So it's going to be a little dicey. We're going to have to see. She does have a super effective move against them in Thundershock, but I'd kind of feel safer using Thunderbolts. I don't want to waste the PP on Thunderbolts, given that it's a pretty powerful move, but we only have a limited amount of it. Luckily, we do score a crit with Zubat there, so I'm not sure whether that would one-shot or not. We'll have to see. This trainer does here have a second Zubat, so we're going to have to find out whether that did matter. I'm guessing it probably did, but we'll have to see. And we scored 2 straight critical hits, so I guess we'll never find out. So definitely lucky there. I guess I avoid maybe a Supersonic or a Leech Life or something, but really, realistically, that Zubat's not too threatening. But I'm certainly appreciative of having 2 critical hits there, so definitely worked out in our favor. So now we're going to switch back out to Kote here, as I guess you can be safe to assume that the next upcoming trainers have more poison types. So here we go. We've got a Grimer, and I believe he also has a Muck, so we're going to want to take those 2 out. There's one other trainer on this floor, but I skip him for the fact that it's 5 Rattatas or something like that, and I simply just don't want to bother fighting them. So here we go. Next thing up is a Muck. We're going to deal with that very easily with a Psybeam. Muck is pretty defensive, but Kote is just so far over leveled that it just doesn't matter. We've got the type advantage, we've got the stab, super effective move, and it looks like he's got one more Grimer here, so we'll easily be able to deal with that with another Psybeam, and we'll just continue on here. So there we go. And I think Ranko also gained a level there, so that was definitely fortunate for us. Nevertheless, we've got some more upcoming stuff here, and I believe there's 1 scientist and 1 rocket that we need to fight here. There's technically 2 rocket trainers, but we only need to fight 1 of the 2 in order to proceed. I believe if you talk to this girl, she gives you something, if I'm not mistaken, but maybe not. Nope, she just wants to sit here and scream for her life. And I don't understand, even though that guy is fully not in our line of sight, he somehow wants to battle. Like, there's so many other times in this playthrough where you've seen people that are completely within range of seeing us, and they don't want to battle, yet this guy is almost off screen and can somehow see us. So I don't quite understand that, but whatever, that's how it worked out, and we're just going to have to deal with these few Magnemites that this guy has. So we should be able to one-shot all of them with Nidoking here, as you can see. Just a couple double kicks, and we're on our way. So there we go, take care of that scientist. And I believe this next guy has a coughing to lead off, so we'll probably want to switch out into Espeon to start off here. So there we go, switching to Espeon, and here we go. So, Psybeam the first coughing, he's down, and let's see what else he's got. He's got a Zubat, and I guess here's where we're going to find out if Ranko does have the firepower to actually kill these Zubats. So this one's level 23. I think that's the level that the other ones were at. So we'll have to find out. Fire off a Thundershock, and I guess it did one-hit KO. So I guess those crits really didn't matter. So there you go. You find out. I think those Zubats were actually level 26 though. So maybe it did matter. Maybe it didn't. I'm not too sure. Either way, out is coming a Grimer, and I kind of want to use up Xerxes' digs on this Grimer, because Grimer technically, I think it has more special defense than defense, and so for that reason we should be able to take it out with a dig. I'm going to put it to the test, and we're going to find out here. Grimer decides to use Disable, and it does nothing, since we were buried underground, and he wants to disable our dig. That's perfectly fine with me, because I'm going to finish him off with, a quick attack. May as well. We've got 30 PP on it, so use it while we can to finish off small amounts of HP. Upcoming next is a Rattata though, so we're going to want to switch back into Melt, get that super effective damage on it, and fire off a double kick. Luckily for us, these Rattatas don't want to use a quick attack of any sort, so we don't have to take out that unnecessary damage. So that's fantastic for us, and we'll continue on here. So we're quickly moving through this radio tower though, and I'm very appreciative of that. There's a lot of fights still to come though, so we certainly want to manage our BP very well here. So on this floor here, there's 2 trainers, 1 rocket that we can avoid simply by doing that, and this trainer here I believe has a Porygon if I'm not mistaken. So we're gonna want to make sure that Melk is at the front of our party so he can deal with that with the double kick. So Porygon also tends to be a little bit more defensive, and this one is level 30, so we definitely want to be aware of that fact. We're gonna fire a double kick off and hopefully KO, but we just barely miss it. So Porygon tried to use conversion there, but it failed, so that's perfectly fine with us. We've got a Poison Sting, 35 uses of it, so we can easily finish off that Porygon without an issue. So we're certainly moving we're certainly moving along really fast here. No, we're moving along rather well, and I believe this trainer here is rather interesting. He's got a couple uses. He's got like 5 coughings or something ridiculous, and so I want to make sure that Espeon has enough Psybeams to finish off everything. So here we go. As you can see, we only do have 7 Psybeams left, so even though there's a lot of this radio tower left, I'm probably going to end up using a Nether here because we need Psychic, or we need a Psychic type move, and Espeon's our only Psychic type user in this party. So I'm probably going to have to restore a Psybeam with an Ether or 2 maybe along the way, and that's the only way we can basically get through here without tanking extra damage that's unnecessary. So Espeon should be able to one-hit KO everything with Psybeam here. Either way, you see Ranko gains another level there, and it wants to learn Agility, which it could be useful, but realistically we already have 1 non-attacking move, and I don't want to get rid of Thundershock or Thunderbolt considering they're both pretty useful, and Quick Attack is just there for priority and that extra bit of power. So we're gonna stop learning Agility. We're gonna skip it because although that's extra speed would be nice, it's just not that useful in the long run of things. Either way, we fire another Psybeam at this coughing here, and I believe he's got a couple more coughings and maybe a wheezing or something like that. So nevertheless, these coughings definitely pose a threat with self-destruct and possibly explosion, so you want to deal with them rather quickly just to avoid that extra damage, because if they fire off a self-destruct, that's a ton of damage that you don't need to be taking, and probably a healing item or 2 that you're going to end up wasting as a result. So best way is just to find something to one-hit KO them and just deal with them that way. Espeon is an excellent choice in this regard because she's got a fantastic special attack stat to fire off of and a super effective move on all of them. So I'm certainly appreciative of having Espeon in the party, and that entire section there went really well. So next thing for us is we got to head towards the underground, and this executive here gives us the basement key. So I don't understand these villains. Like, they give you items that help you progress through the game. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And in my opinion, I would be firing these guys if they were my henchmen. Just like, you know, here's a useful item. Go take down our organization. You know, like I don't understand these guys. But the Rockets are pretty an unfortunate group, and usually their mastermind plans or whatever tend to fail. So I don't know. I always wanted to see a Pokemon game where you got to play as the bad guy, though. That'd be kind of interesting. To have like a dark storyline, so maybe a Pokemon game for the older generations of folks that want to play the game. So I don't know, maybe that's something Game Freak could introduce later on. You guys maybe leave a comment about what you think about different ideas Game Freak can engineer like that or something. Nevertheless, we have to start proceeding towards this underground section here, and now that we've got the basement key, we can open this door. So we proceed through here. And there's one fight that I'm certainly not looking forward to it, and it's right here. So I'm going to want to throw on an Ether onto Espeon here, just to be safe. Let's see. We're going to want to throw it onto Psybeam. Want to make sure we do not misclick, because wasting Ethers is definitely no good at any point in this run. The other thing I want to be aware of is Ranko's HP. She's got 47 out of 73, so I want to throw on... That's kind of a poor number, but I'm going to use a Berry Juice on Ranko, just for now, just to kind of be on the safe side of things. So we're 6 HP away from max health. That's not too bad. And Kote is the one we want to be at the front of the party, because here we go, we've got an upcoming fight with our rival. So we take one step forward here, and here it comes. Our rival wants to help take down Rocket, but apparently fighting us is more important than taking down Rocket. So here we go. I saw you, so I tailed you. I don't need you underfoot, whatever. Well, I take care of Team Rocket. Wait a second. You beat me before, didn't you? That was just a fluke, but I repay my debts. So, even though we've beat him before, he still wants to fight us again, and he's trying to help us take down he's trying to take down the Rocket organization, but he feels that wasting his time battling us is infinitely more important. So I don't understand this part of the game, but whatever. We somehow have to fight our Rocket before proceeding to take on the rest of these Rockets. So, I think I just said we have to take on the Rocket. We have to take on the rival. Anyways, one Psybeam should easily be able to deal with this Golbat here. Its defenses aren't that fantastic, and we score a critical hit there, but as you can see, we've been KOing Weezings and Mucks and all sorts of things with Psybeam, so I certainly have no fear that would have KO'd regardless of the crit. Anyways, moving along here, he's got a Sneasel, who is typically fast, but our Nidoking here should easily be able to one-hit KO with a double kick. It's 4 times super effective against Sneasel, and for that reason, there you go, one-hit KO, no problem. So, Malk is certainly gaining a ton of experience, Ranko's getting up in levels, and upcoming next is a Feraligatr. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to make sure that Ranko was healthy here, because the only thing we have super effective against this Feraligatr here is Ranko, and hopefully Thunderbolt can do a significant point of damage. If not, it's going to be a little dicey. So here we go, we're going to fire off a Thunderbolt, and it's about a 2-hit KO it seems. This Feraligatr wants to use Scary Face, I'm perfectly fine with that. If we can still go first though, that'd be great. Unfortunately we don't, so we take a Water Gun. It's going to do a fair chunk of damage to us, but we have enough HP that we're perfectly content with that, and we can easily 2-hit KO with Thunderbolt. So that definitely worked out for us, and I'm certainly appreciative of that fact. And Ranko also gains a level, so that's fantastic. And we're just going to continue on here. Anyways, up next is a Magnemite, so we want to switch back out to Malk, fire off a double kick, and proceed onwards here. So I guess using up all those double kicks was kind of hurts us in the sense that we're getting pretty low on them now, even though we could have been much higher. But nevertheless, we needed those levels and we needed that experience, because in the long run of things, Ranko's going to go a long way in helping our team, as well as Xerxes. And so for that reason, out comes a Haunter, and I'm going to switch to Kote here, just because we've got a super effective move. Xerxes could probably deal with it with Dig, I guess, but I just want to play it safe, fire off a Psybeam, and work from there. It's better to play safe than sorry at this point in the run. Misses and things like that just aren't worth taking, and failing to one-hit KO just isn't worth the risk at this point, because we don't have any full heals other than I guess the one after you beat the Elite Four, but realistically there's a lot of stuff to go still, so I want to be very careful with how we proceed through here, and from now we just need to manage our PP as best as we can, and especially our HP. Since the number of healing items we have, although we have a pretty good stockpile of items, it's just not the best. We don't have as many revives as I would hope to have at this point, and realistically we don't have as many rare candies as you get in Gen 1, so we have to be conscious of that as well. Nevertheless, the upcoming stuff here, we've got a couple trainers. The first one I believe has a Rattata, so we're going to want to, oh shoot, not Ranko. We're going to want to switch Malk to the front of the party. And yeah, we'll proceed this way. So here we go. Switch Malk to the front of the party, out comes a Rattata, and we should easily be able to one-hit KO that with a double kick, which we do. And I believe that's all he's got, so we can continue to proceed forward here. So there we go, that guy's taken out, and off we go. And actually for now, I'm going to take the EXP share from Ranko, and I'm going to switch Charcoal on Xerxes. So I'm going to give Xerxes here the EXP share, just so he can benefit at least from these upcoming battles before we start using him. he's pretty much our lowest level at this point, so we want to start gaining him those extra levels that he hasn't been getting in the recent battles. So we're going to switch Kote out to the front of the party though, because I believe, oh, I failed to switch there. I believe the trainer up here has a muck to lead off with, and so for that reason Kote is definitely going to be beneficial in firing off a Psybeam. So here we go, fire off that Psybeam, hopefully KO, which we do. What am I saying, hopefully? We certainly are going to KO that thing. Out next is a Rattata, so we should be able to easily KO that with a double kick from Milk, and proceed forward here. So far so good. We haven't encountered too much of an issue with these trainers here. We've been able to manage our PP and manage our resources as best as we can. The rival fight was certainly something I was a little bit hesitant with, but nevertheless, we got through that very cleanly, and I'm certainly appreciative of that fact. So here we go. Kote should be able to one-hit KO with Psybeam, anything else that this guy has. I believe this is all he's got, so he's only got 3 Pokemon, so we should be able to proceed with the next trainer here. Unfortunately, we are running low on Psybeams yet again, so I'll probably have to use another Ether, which kind of stinks, but what are you going to do? So we'll fire off a Psybeam, and I believe this guy has a Coughing and a Muck, so kind of an interesting combination there, but what are you going to do? So there we go, fire off, kill another Muck, and the key to this room is you want to hit these switches in reverse order, so you want to go 3, 2, 1. The thing is, to get all the items you have to mess around with the switches a little bit more, so I'll probably pick up all the items, come back, and then hit all the switches. But I also have to face all the trainers here as well, so I may as well do those as well. So here we go, this guy here has a Growlithe, I believe, so we're going to want to switch back into Milk, and because we've got Surf, may as well make use of that. So here we go, fire off a Surf, 1 Growlithe down, and he's got another Coughing, which Kote should easily be able to deal with. So Kote is already at level 40, so he's easily tanking through everything here. He's got a ton of levels and a great level advantage on a ton of things here. And Xerxes gets to level 32 there, so that's fantastic. He's certainly moving up in the world and should be able to start KOing a bunch of things in this area. Nevertheless, this guy up here, I believe, has a Coughing, if I'm not mistaken, to lead off with. So we're going to switch back into Espeon. And let me just check Espeon's Psybeams here. I want to make sure that Espeon is relatively prepared for some upcoming stuff. It's got 4 Psybeams, so that's not terrible, but it's not the best. So I'll probably have to use another Ether here, which kind of stinks, but what are you going to do? Out comes a Magmar next, so that just calls for another Surf from Milk here. Moving along relatively nicely here. There we go, level 36. And let's see what else here. We got a Coughing upcoming, so that should be another death for, or another kill to chalk up for Espeon, who's basically plowing through all the poison types here. Certainly doing a great job of it. Alright. So here we go, there's a full heal here, and as you guys saw, there was an item over here that we can pick up, but I'll need to move the doors around. So before doing that, I'm going to switch Xerxes into the front of the party. Even though he doesn't have his Charcoal, he should easily be able to deal with this trainer here, so that's what I'm going to do. She's got 2 Glooms, and a Flame Wheel should easily be able to kill both of them. We get a crit there, but I'm pretty sure that didn't matter. Xerxes has some pretty powerful fire type attacks anyways, and it's firing off his more powerful special stat, so we'll see if this one crits as well. If it doesn't, and it does 1-hit KO, we're gonna know for sure. So there we go, no crit, super effective, so that crit definitely didn't matter, and Xerxes is benefiting from all this extra experience that we're giving him, so certainly appreciative of that. So like I said, I'm gonna go back and actually I'm gonna hit this switch here, see what it does. I'm pretty sure it opens that lock there. So we're gonna have to hit all these extra switches here. I think this one, if I'm not mistaken. Nope. Maybe this one here. No. Oh, I guess we can get it from this way. So there we go. We gotta pick up a smoke ball, so that allows us to run from wild fights. It's not that useful, but whatever. Like I said, I'm gonna leave, come back, and we're gonna hit all the switches in order again. So here we go. There's switch 3. There's switch 2. And switch 1. So here we go. And there's just a couple more trainers to go in this section here. Anyways, another great item we pick up here is an Ultra Ball. I think we've stockpiled at least 6 or 7 of those, so I'm certainly appreciative of that. Yeah, there you go, 6 Ultra Balls, so that's certainly going to benefit us in catching some upcoming stuff. Nevertheless, I believe we want to switch Milk out to the front of the party now for the next trainer. He's got Eradicate lead off, if I'm not mistaken. So there it is, Eradicate. And we're kind of running out of double kicks as well, so I may need to use 2 ethers here, which is kind of unfortunate. But I'm not too worried about that. We do have, we're in a relatively strong position as far as resources are concerned, so I'm not too worried about that. Psybeam should easily be able to deal with that Golbat, which it does. And Xerxes is also gaining some more levels, so there you go, level 33. So he's certainly moving up in the world, getting closer to the rest of our members of our party. Over along here, we pick up another great item, which is a Max Ether. So, like I said, we're going to have to be using our PP restoring items, and getting an extra Max Ether there is certainly beneficial. This upcoming trainer, I believe, has a Grimer and a Weezing. And looking at Kote's PP, I'm probably going to have to use another Ether here. So it's kind of unfortunate. I guess I kind of want to use the Max Ether, but it's at this point, I'll probably go with the Ether for now, just to be safe. And I think Kote learns another Psychic type move pretty soon. Like, it's a couple levels away still, but nevertheless, I'm not too concerned about using a Max Ether right there, or using an Ether right there. So there we go, we've got 11 Psybeams. We're certainly in a strong position here, and like I said, we're going to switch Kote out to the front of the party. We're going to switch him out to the front of the party. There we go. And face this trainer here, who's got a Grimer and a Weezing, I said? Or something like that. Yeah, he's got a Weezing. So here we go, fire off a Psybeam, 2 Pokemon down, and there's only one more trainer in this area that we have to worry about. So, continuing along. And down there you can see the Director, who we should be able to rescue after we face this last trainer here. So, that's great, and we should be able to move on. So he's got, I believe, 2 Coughings, which we should easily be able to deal with. Once again. 1, 2, boom, down. So, there goes that Grunt. And all we've got left is to talk to this Director here and rescue him. So, we pick up TM35 there, which I believe is Sleep Talk. I'll just check to make sure. There it is, TM35 Sleep Talk. So that allows you to use one of your moves while you're asleep. So might come in handy in the long run of things. We'll have to see. Nevertheless, here's the Director. He's going to give us the card key, which is going to give us access to other areas of the radio tower, hopefully helping us in taking down the rest of the rockets, I guess. See, and this actually makes more sense, you know? You rescue someone, and they give you the items to progress through the game. The rockets giving you the items, I don't necessarily agree with. It just doesn't really make sense. Either way, right here you can pick up an amulet coin, and for those of you who are actually spending your money, an amulet coin is pretty useful in the sense that it actually allows you to gain additional money from trainers. Us having the amulet coin, not so useful considering the fact that we're not buying anything, so having that extra money just doesn't really mean anything. Either way, you can take the elevator back up to the top of this Mart here, and I'm actually going to deposit a couple items here just to clear up inventory space. Not Pokemon, we're going to deposit items. So we're going to deposit the amulet coin, we're also going to deposit the smoke ball, and I guess we're going to deposit the Max Ether just for now. The rest of this stuff can come in handy at this point, so we're just going to hold on to that as long as we can. Nevertheless, we can now proceed back towards the radio tower where we're ready to take on our next few fights. I'm just going to check Malk's stats here for a second. He's got a couple double kicks left, but I'm not sure if that's going to have enough for him to proceed. I'm going to want to use, well, I may end up using the max ether on him, but for now, I guess I'm fine with him having 3 double kicks. So I guess we'll proceed. I'm going to have to make an executive decision pretty soon, but I feel content in keeping him at 3 double kicks for now. Nevertheless, we got to proceed back through here, through all these trainers that we've already fought. Certainly want to skip that rocket fight there, so we don't want to mess it up there. And we should be able to activate this with a radio, with the card key now, which we do. And here's the fight with another Eradicate, so Malk should easily be able to kill that with double kick. And up next is a Coughing, which Kote should deal with very nicely. So fire off a Psybeam, and we're going to continue on. So, now we've got some interesting fights coming up. We have 3 executive fights that all potentially pose threats to us. So for that reason, we definitely want to be prepared here. I believe Kote has enough Psybeams to get us through here if there's poison types. And Xerxes also has his embers and stuff like that, should we need them as well. So, I believe this executive is the one that has a Golbat. And this guy here has an Ekans. Either way, I'm gonna want to lead with Kote. Both of them are poison types, and I'm not too concerned about which battle we fight first. So if we fight this girl here, oh, she's got the Ekans, so it's a good thing I fought this girl first. So there we go. Fire off a Psybeam, KO and Ekans. And actually, I kind of feel content in letting Xerxes take on this guy. It's a level 21 Ekans. We've got Dig, it's super effective. We're 12 levels ahead, so Dig should be able to deal with that, which it does, so that's fantastic. Xerxes gets double experience from that, and he's certainly going to benefit in the long run. Anyways, as we saw before, Flame Wheel is easily going to be dealing with these glooms, so I feel content in firing that off. And look at that, Xerxes is already level 34, so he's getting pretty close to his next stage of evolution, so you guys are definitely going to want to pay attention to his level as we progress through here. So let's talk to this girl, and even though we just saved her, she doesn't reward us with jack squat, so whatever. You want help, then give us an item. Come on. Either way, here's the first of 3 rocket executives. He's got a level 36 Golbat, but we've got a level 40 Espeon with Psybeam, and that easily should be able to deal with that Golbat. And even though we were only 4 levels ahead, Psybeam is just that powerful that it one-shots that Golbat. So that's fantastic for us, and we're able to continue to progress through this game. Nevertheless, we've got 2 really powerful fights here, and I definitely want to be aware of that. So here we go. We've got the first fight here with the next rocket executive, and I believe she starts out with an Arbok, so we want to have Kote at the front of the party. So here we go. She sends out her Arbok, we send out Kote, and we fire off a Psybeam that easily one-hit KOs that Arbok. So up next, I think, looks like we got Murkrow coming up, so we want to send out Ranko to the front of the party. Hopefully KO with Thunderbolt. If not, we'll be able to finish it off with a quick attack if necessary. And we do one-hit KO with Thunderbolt, so that's fantastic. Don't even have to worry about it. Xerxes is certainly benefiting from all this experience here, so I'm certainly appreciative of that. Up next, though, we've got a Vileplume, and I believe we're going to send out Xerxes to take that on, just for that added boost in experience. Kote could also take it on because Vileplume is part poison, but I believe Xerxes should be able to handle this no problem. She fires off Sweet Scent, which just lowers our evasion, but I'm certainly willing for her to use a non-damaging attack rather than one that would put us to sleep or a status or something stupid, and we pretty much take down this Vileplume without any sort of problem. So 1 executive down, and she didn't even take damage on any of her Pokemon, so certainly appreciative of that. And Xerxes is really close to evolving here, so you guys really want to pay attention to at least, if not this fight, some of the upcoming stuff. Nevertheless, I did not want to proceed there that quickly, and unfortunately I'm going to take some extra damage here because I wanted to switch Malk to the front of the party purely for the fact that we were going to face a Houndour. So we're going to take some extra damage here, which is unfortunate. We have to take a really powerful feint attack, and that was a crit too, so that really stinks. Sorry, I had to cough there. But we one-hit KO with Surf, but I definitely didn't want to take almost 50 points of damage from a stupid feint attack. But whatever, that's how it worked out, and that's what we're going to have to deal with. So, like I said, making mistakes is kind of costly, but I'm not too concerned given that we do have resources to back it up. Outcoming next is his final Pokemon, which is a Houndour. I believe this is level 35, and it's certainly going to pose a threat to us. It's certainly going to be powerful, and I'd much rather feel safer if Malk was at full HP. So taking that feint attack hurts, but I should be able to do a hefty chunk of damage with this Surf, if not one-hit KO. So hopefully this Houndoom doesn't get a chance to attack and we just one-hit KO it, but we're going to have to see. So it looks like it does take a big chunk of damage out of us. It's going to fire off a powerful feint attack, which luckily doesn't crit us like the last time. And I believe we could probably do away with using a Surf here. I want to conserve my double kicks, as fighting type attacks are few and far between as well. And we've got Surf as an HM to teach other things if we need it. So there we go, we got a crit Surf. Much rather have preferred that crit on our first attack, but that's how it works. And unfortunately for you guys, even though this has been a really long part, I'm going to have to end it right after we clear out this radio tower. So this is probably going to be the end of the episode, and hopefully you guys have appreciated the long episode. It's we've got a ton of stuff done. We took out the entire radio tower in one episode, so I'm certainly appreciative of the progress that we've made, even if we do go a little bit over time. But hopefully you guys can appreciate the longer episode. As I said, we also pick up the Clear Bell, which is going to give us access to another part of a certain part of the Tin Tower. And so from that regard, that's probably where I'm going to be headed in the next episode, to hopefully catch the next member of our party, which is going to go a long way in helping us progress through this game. If you walk over here though, you pick up an extra Ultra Ball, so that's certainly beneficial. I think that's our 7th Ultra Ball, and nevertheless, we've cleared out this radio tower. It's now free of the rockets and free of rocket control, so I'm going to go get out of this radio tower, and that's probably where I'm going to end off the part. So here we go. I don't know if these people actually give you any items in appreciation for the fact of what you've done. Like, really, they reward you with the Clear Bell, but that's not too much too much appreciation. Everyone else is just like, yeah, whatever. You took down an evil organization, but we don't really care. Either way, we're going to save the game here and end off this part, and that's going to be it for this episode. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this great amount of progress that we've made, and hope to see you guys next time. So it's been a great part, and I'll see you guys then. Peace.